Hi, I'm Ben from ITIQ Group. Welcome to our channel. I'm going to cover a topic today that I get asked quite a lot, and that is, when should I be putting stuff in OneDrive and when should I be using SharePoint? Today I'm not going to focus in detail on either one of those things, so we're not going to have an in-depth session on OneDrive or an in-depth session on SharePoint. Those will be for other videos, but just really covering the differences between the two and when you might want to choose one over the other and why. And also covering a little bit of the sort of high-level functionality that's available in each one. So I hope this is really helpful for you. Please do put your comments down below and we'll do our best to get back to you. And also please like, subscribe and get notified. Thank you. So first off, let's have a look at OneDrive. OneDrive is ideal for individual use. I like to explain it to people in terms of think of it as you used to think of your old hard drive. And actually what I would recommend is probably instead of saving anything to the hard drive any longer, I would just save it to OneDrive. If files are saved in OneDrive, they're going to potentially be accessible from other locations and they're stored in the cloud. So if you were to lose your PC or your PC was to get run over or damaged catastrophically or something like that, your files are still going to be available. That's not to say they shouldn't still be backed up. It's really important to say that Microsoft 365 does not on its own offer backup. So you should still be looking at a separate backup solution for it. But OneDrive is somewhere to put all the files that you might have used to store on your sort of C drive. Yep, great for personal files. Stuff can be shared from OneDrive. And what I would suggest is that really when sharing stuff from OneDrive, it's probably more on a one-to-one basis and maybe for a short period of time. The collaboration is limited. It's nowhere near the extent of SharePoint. And we'll sort of come on to some of those differences in a bit. There are fewer version control features in OneDrive. There are some version control features, but they're fewer certainly than they are in SharePoint. The security and the administration is much simpler in OneDrive than in SharePoint. There's an awful lot more you can configure in SharePoint. OneDrive is ideal for personal files and for draft documents. Maybe you're putting something together, maybe you want to share it with a team, but it's not finished and ready to share yet. Certainly that's where, OneDrive comes into its own. It's great for drafts. There's less opportunity to integrate with other 365 applications. So as we'll talk about when we look at SharePoint, there may be times when we want to integrate with some other stuff which OneDrive isn't really designed to do. The one really useful thing about OneDrive is that you can sync files. You can sync the whole of OneDrive, but you can certainly sync selected files for offline access. So perhaps you're not going to be on the network, you're planning to be out and about, maybe on a train or traveling. You can sync those files for offline access. So let's have a look at how SharePoint contrasts with OneDrive. SharePoint is designed for collaborating and sharing. So it's not about individual files you're going to use as an individual. It's about files you want to share as part of a team. You can use SharePoint for creating websites, so much more feature-rich in terms of experience. You can use it for storing, organizing, and sharing from any device. So any device that's got access to the internet. Files are meant for team access. Like I say, it's really all about working in a team or as an organization rather than as an individual. There are a lot more features such as team sites, communication sites, workflows, and integration with other apps. I'll explain more about what all of those terms mean a bit later in this video, but essentially they're different ways of sharing information. There's advanced version control built in, and we'll take a little bit of a look at that later. And also there are some complex security and permission settings that are configurable in SharePoint which aren't available in OneDrive. And we will touch on some of those things. So essentially, SharePoint is best for collaboration and sharing. And primarily it's for online access rather than in any way being used for offline access. Although what you can do is you can sync certain SharePoint documents to your OneDrive in case you need to work on a few documents offline for a set period of time. But that's not really the intended use of SharePoint. So in a nutshell, that's how the two differ and that's how they contrast. If that's all you need to know, I'm really pleased. I hope this has helped. If you'd like to know more, I've decided I'm going to make a part 2 to this video when we'll be talking more about the collaboration features, the version control, the way you can use SharePoint, especially with the different types of sites, and also with the access and control. So please look out for the part 2 of this video if you'd like a bit more in depth. I hope this has helped you get a good understanding or at least an overview. And so please don't forget to like, subscribe and get notified. Thank you.